Today we're going to talk about shutter speed and self-timer. Before we get there, I want you to look at the lens on the side of your camera. You have a switch for AF and MF, autofocus and manual focus. When we're indoors and have enough light, keep it on autofocus. But when we do our light painting simulation tomorrow, you're going to need to keep it on manual focus and then turn the lens to keep your image in focus because it's going to be so dark in here, your camera's autofocus won't work. Switch it back to autofocus for today's activity. Then the dial on the top of your camera, I want you to select TV. Put TV right next to that line. This means shutter priority. Also find this dial on top of your camera. It's right next to the shutter release button to take a picture. Right next to it, spin this left and right. When you turn your camera on and you have it on TV, when you spin this dial left and right, the number next to TV changes. Spin it all the way one direction. I'm going all the way to the left. The slowest this camera will work is 30 seconds. The two lines right there mean seconds, so this is 30 seconds. That is really slow. Start speeding it up by turning the dial to the right. We're now up to 3.2 seconds, 1 second, and once we get the slash mark, that means 1/10 of a second. 1/50th of a second. We're going faster. Go as far as your camera will go to the right. This is as fast as this one goes, 1/4000th of a second. The problem with that is when you take a picture, it's dark, it's black, there's nothing there. That's because this camera is taking a photo so fast that it can't even record the light in this room, this dimly lit room. So never go one extreme or the other. We're usually going to indoors start at about 1/100th of a second. That's pretty good for any indoor picture. There's our classroom. Here's your first challenge. First thing I want you to do is to get your camera set at 1/125th of a second. And then, better than I am, I want you to be waving your hands slowly in front of the camera and take a picture of your fingers moving. It should mostly freeze your fingers. And then I want you to take a picture with a really slow shutter speed. I want you to try, let's do it with 1 second. And again, move your hand slowly in front. And what should happen is you should see a ghosted image of your hand and fingers, just barely there. So you've just taken a picture with a fast shutter speed and a slow shutter speed under normal indoor lighting conditions. The next thing I want you to do is learn how to use self-timer. On this camera, we're looking for this button right here. It's a circle, kind of like a clock with a dot on it. I want you to press it, and it takes us to our different modes. The automatic one is take one picture at a time. You press the button, one picture, and that's it. The next one is continuous shooting. I'm actually going to speed up our shutter speed really fast so that you can see how fast this can go. Let me go back to indoor mode setting. There we go. When I press continuous shooting, and I'm going to click set, now that I've selected that, as long as I hold down this button, it's going to take as many pictures as it can, as fast as it can in this light. Then I want you to try self-timer 10 seconds. Choose that one, click set, and you can see which one you've chosen right here. Click the button. Your camera is going to count down. You're going to see this light right here. It's going to beep and blink for 10 seconds, and then suddenly it will take a picture. It's going to be very annoying when we're all doing that, and that's fine, but I want you to see how a self-timer works because tomorrow you're going to need to set the shutter speed to very slow shutter speeds. I'll tell you what's speed tomorrow, and then you're going to need to set the self-timer. So do those challenges, show your teacher that you can demonstrate those things, and then you are done with today's assignment.